Tyler, you might want to get the lawyers on the phone, baby, because I think Bravo owes you some money. Real Housewives of the Potomac, baby, this ain't nothing but the real reality version of the have and the have nots. I'm just saying. And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. Come on up on my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag in all its forms. What, Cookie? Okay, so here we have the Real Housewives of the Potomac. This is season 1. This is the first episode. Like I said, it's kind of, what is it really all about? Nobody is really overly likable at all. It's the have and the have nots. It's everybody's so stuck. They are so pretentious and they're so walking around trying to be uppity, but everybody's pretty fucking ghetto, if you ask me. I'm sitting there looking at them. They act like Potomac is somewhere really, really big. Child, really? You're in the backyard of Washington, D.C., Montgomery County, just right in the backyard of Washington, D.C. You ain't nowhere really. Like it's some big special place. Whatever. Whatever. Y'all ain't that many black folks. So they sprinkled a few of you in there. And are y'all black? I know you black, but do you know you black? Anyway, I'm going to go through some of these folks that we have here. Now, we got Giselle. I'm kind of cool with Giselle. For me, I'm not sure because I don't do that kind of digging. I just report on what I see. I review the show. I don't give a fuck about their background that they're not showing you. I report the show. So I don't be playing in Twitter and all that foolishness, trying to figure out where they came from. I don't give a fuck where you came from. Not really. Giselle, to me, seems as though she's pretty much their Mariah. Like, Married to Medicine, or their Nene. It seems to me from watching this like she's the one that pulled everybody together. She's the link in the chain. But anyway, Giselle, she basically looks like she could be Evelyn Lozada's sister. She really does. She was married to Pastor Jamal Bryant. Whatever. She was married to him. He was a cheater, so she left him. Oh, that's the other thing. Ain't a motherfucker in here got a husband, but the one broad. And he 105 years old, but I'll get to that. She got 3 little girls, and that's basically really it. She's kind of, had money. Yeah, came from some little change, and she's just she cool. She ain't nothing real special about her. No, no big talent. You just kind of were born into it, so it ain't no real big deal. But at the same time, you're not no Hilton. Okay, so it's one of them things. But I think she's the link. She's the link in all of this. I think she's the one that pretty much knew everybody and brought them in. That's what I see. I could be wrong, but that's what I see. Next person is this Katie. Katie ain't nothing but a motherfucking gold digger, okay? I don't know that Katie had no money. Katie messed around and she came from, her family was rich, supposedly. They did some philanthropy or something, and she was actually, she has 3 kids that are all under 3 years old. So she got a bunch of stair steps. She's engaged to a white guy, and she's rushing him, basically trying to rush him into some type of a marriage or whatever. His name's Andrew. He's a fiance. He's like not trying to really rush. He's like kind of cool with what it is. And she sits and says, I love the white boys and I love the Jewish boys. Okay, black bitch. All right, whatever. But a gold digger with no tact. She has no tact. And I kept looking at her and saying, she looked kind of familiar. But then she was. Then we saw she used to run around with Russell Simmons. And she was a model at one point. So that's why she looked interestingly familiar to me. Bitch ain't nothing but a gold digger. No real talent. Came from a little bit of money trying to marry into some more, but ain't really got nothing going on to get around. Mess. And then her mouth. Her mouth was very she ain't got no tact. None. They went into later on. They actually go into a place that actually has burlesque dancers, and she's out there like, oh no, they don't take their clothes off. She's like, oh darn. I'm like, girl, okay, are you a lap licker too, honey? We'll be watching already. Next, they have this girl, Robin. Robin is the most pretty much normal person. She's public, and she does public relations, is what they said. But what she is, she's divorced. She's divorced. She used to be, her ex is a basketball player. Okay, so again, ain't got no man. She actually got with some other guy. Now her and him got 3 kids together. No, I'm sorry, two kids, 2 little boys together, and they live in the house together, but they're not a couple, but they sleep in the same bed. Clownage. And so, and the girls are kind of in that business. It's more or less, Giselle is pretty much in that business. They say, about, she need to get rid of the boy and he won't go away and this kind of thing. But she is basically kind of in it herself, and he ain't in it. So what I get from that is that basically he got it going on. He's the one with the upper hand. He fucks her when he wants to, but they ain't really together. So whenever he get ready to make a move, he'll just go on and make the move, and she won't be able to say nothing. But meanwhile, her ass is all caught up. Okay, that's going to end badly. I don't know what Child, she should have been watching that little situation with Neo and his baby's mama and try to pay attention. Bitch, it's going to end badly. You're not going to, girl, go on and let that go. But anyway, he ain't going to leave, and why would he? Why would he? I could screw you till I find somebody else I want to screw. So that's kind of, but she's like the most normal, down to earth, I think, person in this whole shebang. When they showed her, she was actually laughing, getting ready to put her goddamn wedding gown on eBay, and then, playing in it and shit. So she's pretty normal. Then we have this goddamn Karen. Lord have mercy, this Karen. Karen is an old, uppity bitch. Period, point blank. And she literally, Karen looks like a cross between a witch and an ogre. And I'm not trying to be funny, she looks like a witch and an ogre. I'm going to tell you what she looked like. Do you remember Bette Midler's character from Hocus Pocus? That's Karen. Child, a mess. Just a damn mess. Just old. She got this her husband, they done been together for 19 years. And he's pretty normal, but she basically um, compared him to shit. He's the Black Bill Gates. So they got money. Okay, they got money. They have stature. She's the real deal. Okay, she is Potomac. She's an old, uppity, judgmental old bitch that has money, but didn't come from no money. That bitch came from up off of a farm. Okay, so she went from milking cows and chasing pigs, and she fucked around and fell on his dick and ended up learning to have money. Okay, like I said, the have and the have nots. Okay, and it's the is and the ain't shits is basically what it is. But anyway, she got 2 kids and whatever. She's just a mess. She's a mess. Not very pretty at all. And I think she kind of tries to convince herself that she's more than what she is. What she is an uppity, old, pretentious, old motherfucking wench. Is what she is. But anyway, that's her. That's that damn Karen. And I'm telling you, Karen thinks she's hot diggity dog and thinks that everybody else is supposed to think she's hot diggity dog. She got a problem with Giselle because Giselle and her, you can see right away is this. Her and Giselle is it's going to be an issue. It's going to be an issue because I think she sees Giselle as competition, but you're not competition because bitch, you're old. You're old, and she may be the new. I think she sees her like this stinking whore may be the bitch to come take my seat. And bump me over to the side. She probably will be that person. She probably will be that person, but whatever. So there's a little, a love hate thing. They pretend to be friends with each other, but the bitches ain't friends. Them bitches be at each other, and then I think they're gonna be at each other this whole goddamn season. But anyway, anyway, I think that's probably what this whole show's gonna be based on. But I'm so here for it. I want to see it. But anyway, next we have Charisse. Charisse is she's a philanthropist as well, but she is the wife of the coach of the Wizards. Okay, the Washington Wizards. She got a real strange little living arrangement too. She got her kids and shit like that. She lives in Potomac, but her husband don't live there. Her husband lives out of town. So that's that thing. She'll see her husband very often, and the girls kind of kiki and cackle like, "Girl, what's the last time we seen your husband, honey?" Never. Oh, so she got that whole thing going on. Um, there's something about her that I liked at first, and I think it was the whole fact that like she explained when she came to Potomac, they were shady to her because they didn't know her. She didn't come with this pedigree and this lineage. They didn't know her, and they gave her very much of, oh, this Section 8 bitch. What is she doing here? And then she's a darker skin. She's the only brown skinned girl in the whole program. Everybody else is high yellow. So she's this brown skinned girl, and they gave her the blues. I told you because it's mostly Caucasian folks in Potomac. And then you got these high yellow heifers, and then you got this brown girl. And they treated her as such. And then they found out that she was the coach's wife. And then it was like, oh, and she said they were like, oh yeah, girl, you want to go to lunch? You want to go here? And she was giving, no, I can't do all that. Remember, I'm a Section 8 bitch. I said, okay. So I said, okay, she kind of sassy. I said, I think I might like this goddamn Charisse a little bit. But that didn't last very long. That didn't last very long at all. So, at any rate, those are all the girls. Those are the main characters. Child, they go and they're having this little thing. They meet up, as I was saying before, to celebrate Karen's birthday. Child, they're at the restaurant. Karen's ass is late, trying to be important. She really is trying to be important. Um, they roll up in there. Ain't nobody really look like shit. I'm telling you, all this bitches with all this money. They up in this supposedly highfalutin little restaurant. They having dinner and don't nobody look like nothing. Ain't nobody had on nothing that made me say, "Ooh, bitch, I got to have that." Actually, the best looking one of the group was the most normal person, which was Robin. Robin had a cute top, but again, it was nothing that you just had to have. It was just a beaded top, and a little whatever. It was nobody looked like shit. Okay. Anyway, but they're sitting there, and of course, when rich bitches get around, all they do is, you know, throw shade at each other. That's what they're doing. It was this low key shade, and they kept on going on and on about this whole situation about how Giselle she don't have etiquette. She doesn't have Potomac etiquette. Potomac this and Potomac that. That really gets on my nerves. All that shit. Like I'm telling you, they act like Potomac is really somewhere. Like whatever, bitch. Never land, but whatever. So they're going on about this. So there was a whole situation about the seat because Giselle was sitting in the middle. They were sitting in like a corner booth. So there's like two of them over here, two of them over here, and then Giselle sitting in the middle. That was an issue because Karen felt as though she should have been sitting in the middle And Sharice was like agreeing with this, but they're saying all this in their confessionals. And I'm like, both you old whores are stupid. Because them two, Sharice and Karen, are the two old bitches in the group. The rest of them are younger. Them is the two old bitches with that old dumb shit. But anyway, so that was a whole big issue. Then they made an issue about ordering food because Giselle was like, child, let's go on an order. That was kind of tacky to order before the guest actually gets there. That was a little bit much, but then you never could get the gist of exactly how late Karen was, because at one point, this is, girl, you was like 3 hours late. She said she's 30 minutes late. So, people exaggerate, but depending on how far behind she was, that would tell the story of whether or not they should have ordered. But I could see that one a little bit. And then when they did the toast, honey, it was just like the toast was just as shady. It was a shady toast. I was like, why are y'all even getting together? You know what I mean? Other than the fact that these cameras is rolling. So the next thing we know, we got this whole thing where good old Sharice is talking about she's going to have this crab boil. So she invites them all over to her house. Now, this is where we actually got to see Sharice, and she was real cool at first. They get to Sharice's house, and it's Giselle, and she brought her hairdresser. Of course, everybody has their pocket gay, so she got him with her, and they get to the house, and you could tell right away that in Sharice's mind, well, let me back up. Giselle actually did come early with the intention of helping Sharice start to prepare the crabs. And I don't think Sharice really knows a whole bunch about crab stuff. So Giselle was supposed to be helping her. So she got there early. Naturally, no problem. She brings the hairdresser with her. They tried to, she was in her confessional making an issue about the fact that she brought this hairdresser as this +1. Which was nothing but bullshit, because later on, if y'all are paying attention, later on, she made the comment that wasn't the first time. See, I was led to believe. At first, I thought it was like the first time Giselle had been to her house. She said she'd been to her house many, many times, but never brought a +1. But bitch, she been to your house many, many times, which is why she was so comfortable to actually bring the +1. And then, bitch, don't get cute. All of y'all are some old rich whores who don't do shit for yourself. So is it really strange that this bitch would have her glam squad with her and it just happened to be one person as opposed to 3 or 4 people? But when a bitch travels, I came to your party early, bitch, to help you start preparing shit. So would I not bring my glam squad, bitch? Do you think I'm going to come to a party where everybody's glammed out and I'm going to do my own hair and I'm a rich bitch too? Now, come on, people. Stop it. Stop it. You just being shady. So she come in and then told her, and even told her, oh, girl, he's here, yeah, because he can help you with your hair and everything or whatever if you want. And I didn't really think that she was throwing shade when she said it, and he was nice. He wasn't doing anything, child. But then they were shading, and they should have shaded her because they were doing, they were kikiing and cackling and laughing it up, and everything was fine. Everything was fine. She ain't saying nothing. She ain't making light of the fact that he came or anything like that, because she could have cut the shit right at the front door. Ain't no motherfucker coming up in my house that I don't want in here. If I don't want him in here, I'm stopping him right there. Excuse me. Not invited. Boom. See you, boo. And I ain't got a motherfucking nickel. But I'll put you the fuck up out of here, because I pay the cost to be the boss. You'll be right the fuck out of here. So, sorry, Miss Sharice, girl, you're playing games. Anyway, so they go and they're doing all this. Next, Sharice ain't doing nothing. Sharice is treating them like the hired help, like they supposed to be cooking. That bitch done went on upstairs. She getting dressed, getting her makeup done and her nails done, and they're guests. They're downstairs in the kitchen. Then the bitch started fussing about how much noise they was making in her kitchen. They clanking pots and carrying on. Yeah, bitch, they're down there cooking. Yeah, bitch, they're down there cooking. They slamming cupboards. Yeah, bitch, because they're down there cooking while you're upstairs playing Queen of Sheba, bitch. So I was like, no, Sharice, girl, I ain't using you, bitch, because you playing games. And we know people like these. I know people like this. And I'm going to tell you, so here I go. I bought my soapbox. I got a cousin, honey. Got a cousin. Don't like her. That always got something bad to say about her brother's little friend, honey. Yeah, got a little issue about that whole little situation. He ain't invited. I don't know why he always dragging him, because that's his man, honey. But that's a whole nother story and a whole nother video for another time. But for years this went on. That there's always an issue about him being this plus one and he wasn't invited for this, that, and the other. But the motherfucker's there for every goddamn function you have. Kids parties, grown up parties, fucking family functions, anniversary party. Every motherfucking thing you give, he comes to because that's his motherfucking man. Okay? Another video for another time. But he's always there. And you always got something to say about him being there. You don't like it. Yet, he's always good enough to stay because he helps cook, he helps clean, he helps clean up afterwards. But it's always an issue about him being there. But he's the hired help with no pay, right? This is what I saw when I saw that. I said, oh, shady boots, honey. Shady. So right away I said, Sharice, me and you ain't gonna get it, girl, because you got bullshit running. You got bullshit running. So then at a point, they done been down there, God knows how long. She goes upstairs and they're calling her. She's like, listen to him calling me. Listen to him. I ain't never had nobody in my house acting like this. Who the fuck comes to your house and ain't allowed to say nothing to you, bitch? She literally treated them like they were the hired help. And you're a rich bitch. Why did somebody have to come cook the crabs anyway, bitch? The rest of the party was catered. It looked like. Why couldn't they do the crabs? You didn't want to pay that part? Or was it that y'all were creating this drama for us for the show? Bam! But anyway, that's okay, Andy motherfucker. You tried it. But anyhow, so they go on with that. She's steady going on about them calling her. And then they're coming upstairs. Now she got a problem with the fact that they're coming up the steps. She's tickling my steps. Just like the bitch ain't never been in your house. She knew exactly where to find you, bitch, because she'd been in your house 9 million times, bitch. Quit playing. Bringing that man up here. This, that thing, and the other. Just shady. So she sat there. Then she went as far as to say to her, she said, well, wait a minute. Just go on downstairs with the rest of the guests. This, that thing, and the other. And then, Girlie picks it up. She said, wait a minute. Because first she kept saying, girl, she just left us down here? I said, yeah, she just left you down there. She says, girl, do I sense a little attitude? She told her, yeah. You're about 10 minutes from being asked to leave my house. So I said, oh, Giselle was like, look, and she's like, yeah, okay, girl, whatever. Now, see, me personally, you know I'd have been gone. I would have invited her to my ass to kiss it on the pink part yesterday. I cussed that bitch out. But she didn't. She said, whatever, girl. Paid her no mind. Went on downstairs. She's downstairs getting dressed in the powder room downstairs, and her little boyfriend is down there hooking her up. And you see the shady ass friends people start coming in. This bitch ain't came downstairs yet. Ain't nobody greeting her guests. And I clocked right away. There's a bitch that came through with a yellow jumpsuit. Now I don't know who she is. They never even said who her name was, but this bitch had this cute little yellow little short jumper, cute. She rolls through. You could tell this bitch was comfortable being there because she rolled on through and she's hollering, Sharice, hey darling, I'm here. Now ain't no problem about her coming through, yelling your name from downstairs. Just a problem with Giselle. Giselle's ghetto, but the bitch in the yellow's all right. I said, okay. So then they looked at her like that, gave her the side eye because she in the bathroom getting dressed. All these rooms in this big ass house that was pretty shady. She had to get dressed downstairs in the powder room, but whatever. Her little friends hooking her up, and he did better. I'm just gonna say this. I'm sorry, Miss Giselle, baby, but boyfriend did better helping you with the crabs. He fucked your hair up. Her hair was a hot, thick, yucky, straight mess. It was a mess. That hair was fucking horrible. But anyway, she gets all dressed. Then she ended up going out of that situation into playing hostess at this point because nobody's accepting and receiving the guests. So she's literally working again. She's steady receiving the guests. Now, and correct me if I'm wrong, but we never even seen the hairdresser dude anymore. I don't even think he stayed for the party. He just got her dressed and left. So all of that wasn't nothing but some contrived bullshit and Sharice just being a bitch. Because I don't remember ever even seeing no more in this episode, and I don't know because it actually ended in the midst of this party. But I ain't seen the motherfucking hairdresser no more. So was he really there just to help cook and to do her hair? And why is that a problem? Because you shady as fuck. But anyway, so they go through all that. So then that goddamn ogre shows up. She's fussing, she complaining, talking shit. Oh, I gotta walk up this place. I'm walking in that thing in the other one, on. Always talking shit. Now stay right there. Let's go back earlier in the program when Karen came to Giselle's house. Karen went over to Giselle's house and they were actually talking. This is what we got to see, basically the interaction. That's why I was able to say that I think Karen and Giselle is going to be this thing because she went over to her house. She's fussing about the steps. Oh, these steps. This, that, the other. Why are you talking shit about my house on your way into my house? Just shady. And then sat over there and literally, she's one of them people that's always in competition. You know, people be in competition with you, but you don't even realize it that you're in competition with them. She's one of them. She literally asked her about her kids, and before she could even get it out, she says, "Oh yeah, I put them in the they're going to this ballet. Oh yes, my daughter's already done that." And that's when you got Giselle came in her confessional said, "Anything you do, Karen's already done it. She did it better. She one of them bitches. I ain't got time. I ain't got time. I dealt with all that, child, and in my 40s, honey, I ain't got time. I'm telling you, I'll take a child. Bitches like that, all I got for them, I could really just give you the bumper of my car, baby, and front tire, back tire, front tire, back tire. Bitch, fuck you, honey. I ain't got time. Run you right the fuck over. But anyway, going back to the party. So, Sharice is still upstairs. She still ain't came down. So the bitch in the yellow jumpsuit and Karen, she said, let's talk. Giselle pulls the two of them to the side and she said, I don't know what happened. She says, I think Sharice got like an attitude because I brought my hairstylist with me and everything. And I think she kind of got a little attitude about the fact that I actually brought them, but she didn't say anything. So I don't really know. Well, now this was one thing. The bitch in the yellow jumpsuit jumped right on it. She's a friend of Sharice's. So I couldn't even read her about this. That bitch cut that motherfucking conversation off. Now you whores from Real Housewives of Atlanta, y'all pay attention to this now. Y'all pay attention. Because there was that real weird thing that went on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But this was the thing. It was the same kind of thing with that Dawn Juan situation, pretty much, I guess. But the only difference is this girl was pulled into a conversation where Dawn Juan threw herself in a conversation. This girl was pulled into a conversation, and before a bitch got a chance to say shit about her friend, that bitch cut that motherfucking conversation off and said, just hold on, because we're not going to have this at her party. That bitch didn't pull no punches. The bitch in the cute yellow jumpsuit marched her motherfucking ass right the fuck upstairs and told her, bitch, she's down there talking about you, bitch, and we're not going to have this at your party, bitch. What you want to do? And she said, oh, no, she's fine. She can stay, this, that, thing. She said, okay. But if the bitch needs to be red, she's going to get red. So now I'm going to tell you, I'm gonna tell you, I like the bitch in the yellow jumpsuit better than all the motherfuckers on the cast because that bitch is bout it. She took. No, we're not even gonna do this. She didn't pull no motherfucking punches. She came right in swinging. Right in swinging. I said, honey, I don't know how many scenes she gonna be in, but she might be their motherfucking quad up in this. She might be the breakout star because that bitch is she's the real deal. She's her friend. But she went up there, and that was that. So then she's like, come on, let's go. So they're coming on down. In the meantime, in between time, you got the ogre sitting there, and now she's talking to Giselle. They go through all that. She gonna say, girl, I brought you a gift. She gonna start pointing out everything that she supposedly did wrong with the seed and all that shit at the birthday party. Now you gonna try to correct her, and then the little evil bitch gonna give her the gift. She's like, oh, it's a gift. She opens it up. It's the 5 rules of etiquette. It was in a goddamn picture frame. She said, you notice that picture frame? It's a mirror, honey. And while you're reading it, I want you to look at yourself in the mirror until you get that down. I said, oh, this bitch. Child, steadily reading, honey. I said, oh, that was vicious. That was vicious. And it wasn't a time or place to be doing that at somebody else's event. But it was fierce. That was fierce shade. Fierce shade. And then Giselle's like laughing at her. She's laughing at her. So she's letting the shade bounce right off her. I said, oh, these. Now I'm going to give them that. These bitches know how to throw shade and how to deflect shade. So I'm going to give her that. So the shade she threw was fierce, but it didn't even shake that motherfucking Giselle. She was like, bitch, whatever. Anyway. And then in her confessional, she's like, is she serious? Is she serious? She's going to teach me about etiquette. I have a pedigree. You came off a farm. I said, oh, child, delicious. Deliciously fig tree shade, honey. I said, yes, indeed, honey. So I'm here for all that. I'm here for all that. She threw all that goddamn shade, honey, and carried on. And it definitely was the right time or place. But you know how there's always nebby bitches, good nebby sedity bitches. There's this bitch sitting up in the back. I don't know if y'all really noticed her, but the bitch was sitting up in the back, taking it all in, baby. She was sipping that tea, honey. And I'm looking at her. I said, look at her. She's sitting back there with all that bad work done on her face, looking like Michael Jackson. She truly was giving a thriller moment back there. I said, girl, look at her. Look at her. She was all in it. And they went on and on and on about it. And that goddamn Giselle kept on deflecting the shade that Karen was throwing. She got under Karen's skin so bad till Karen said, I'm just done with you. I'm done with you. This, that, and the other. And got up and walked away. I said, girl, now that's how you do it. Girl, the shade was delicious. It really was. But that's basically where they ended out at. The party's not over yet. And we'll go back into the party, I guess, when we come back in next week. But I will definitely be back next week to go right back into this. You guys know how this works. Thumbs up, thumbs down. You know how it works. And I will be back with you guys next week. This is going to be interesting. Child, like I told you, the have and the have nots, honey. Y'all owe Tyler Perry a check. Y'all really do these people with this money that act like they don't even know, ain't used to having it or don't know how to handle it and carrying on. Just messy. Just messy. The goddamn have and have nots, the is and the ain'ts and the child. Get on. Anyway. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys.